Worried parents and community leaders say hundreds of pupils have not been able to get into schools in Khayelitsha, Cape Town.
Well, this morning, about 600 pupils and their parents are expected to go to eNCA primary school in the area to try and find a place.
Our colleague, reporter Athi Mthongana, has been at the school there since the early hours of this morning. Earlier, when we crossed to you, Athi, we saw the parents that were there. You spoke to some of them, and the pressure that is on that school to admit some of these pupils was visible to see, judging by the numbers who were there.
From about 600 pupils to about 300 now. That's the rough estimation of number we are standing at with regards to new pupils seeking spaces at this particular primary school in Ganini. I'm going to ask my colleague Mario Pedro to pan and show you the number of parents that are already inside the school premises, and you can already see the worry and anxiety from some of the parents' faces, because not so long ago a member of the school governing body was calling out names of pupils and parents who were on the list, and some of them were called, some of them haven't been called yet, and you can see them waiting and standing by hoping to get the SGB chairperson to call out their names. Now the school needs about 15 container classrooms to be able to accommodate all the new pupils that are waiting to get a space at this particular primary school. Now, one of the concerns, like I said, Praden, earlier on, is that some of these parents and some of these pupils will not be able to get assisted today. They've been worried because since schools opened last week, their children have been at home and haven't been at school. They were told to come back on the 10th day, which is today, but it seems that some of them will not be able to be accommodated. There is a member of the school governing body who is going to speak to me. I'm just going to try to walk up to her, but while I'm walking up to her, I'm going to ask my colleague to show you there that the school principal right now is trying to address the parents here, saying to them that she will try to make provision for some of the pupils. Remember, the classes already are full at this particular primary school. There's about 50 pupils in each classroom, so they're trying to squeeze in all those walk-ins and all those who claim to have registered last year. Now let me speak to this member of the school governing body to see what is the update and what is going to happen with the pupils rather, who are not placed yet.
I think we can try by all means to have another classes for the people who don't have the classes, especially all grades. We need to be here at this school because we are prepared for the child of this area to be here as from last year. Unfortunately, the department didn't give us some other classes for the kids to come to the school. So we are already trying by all means to have 15 classes for them.
15 container classrooms, you said?
Yes, it's 15 container classrooms for the kids who didn't have a space yet.
And if you don't get those 15 container classrooms, what happens to all these other parents and pupils who are here?
Yes, we can try by all means to go to the department with the parents for the kids, to try and explain to the department about our kids, to give us another classes, because it's compulsory to have it, because there is no other school in this area. If we cannot give the kids classes to come inside the school, maybe we can destroy the future of our kids.
All right, thank you very much. A member of the school governing body. Their next step right now is to approach the Western Cape Education Department to ask for at least 15 container classrooms to be able to accommodate the number of extra pupils wanting placement at this particular primary school in Ganini, in Khayelitsha.
Now, Athi, it really seems it's a dire situation. There is no other option. There's nowhere else that they can go. But I want to ask you, here in Gauteng, when we had this problem, and they're still trying to sort out the placement of several hundred pupils as well, it seems like part of the problem was parents not coming with the correct information, parents not coming with the correct documents. Now, how much of that is part of the problem there, and how much of it is just bad planning on the part of the department or particular schools?
Yuveka, it's good that you mentioned that, because part of the problem is that some of these parents did not register their children and they did not apply. However, you have a number of them also saying that they applied in time, they applied before, beforehand, to make sure that all their children have spaces at surrounding primary schools. But the problem here is that some of these parents are saying that they need their children to be at this particular primary school because it's close and convenient. Remember, they would need to get transportation for their pupils to travel to nearby primary schools, whereas this one is actually very close and convenient for them. But the problem, like you mentioned, is also the fact that some parents did not register in time. And now we're hearing from the SGB saying that these parents need to come back again on Monday to see whether there's going to be a way forward with regards to the provision of those 15 extra container classrooms to be able to accommodate all these other pupils that do not have a space until now.
Thank you very much, our colleague, the reporter Athi Mthongana in Khayelitsha in Cape Town.